Ring, ring. May I speak to Johan Borg, please?
Hello.
Mr. Borg, I'm calling
How
Stockholm, Sweden today, and very accomplished blues guitarist Johan Borg has answered the call.
how can I help you today?
It's such a pleasure to have you here. I want to introduce you to my listeners, but a lot of people in the community know who you are because you make yourself known with your flair for lipstick pickups. But I want to find out more about it and introduce you to my listeners. Johan Borg is a very accomplished guitarist who lives in Stockholm, Sweden. I went to Instagram to find out how long we were connected, and it's been since January 2024.
Hmm.
So you got in my community or vice versa quite some time ago. I have been watching his followers balloon. He's a fun and helpful member of our community, and he shares a lot of great insight about various guitars, but he's got a special flair for lipstick pickups and masonite. So welcome to the Lipstick Pickup Podcast.
Thank you. And thanks for the great introduction.
I'm ecstatic to find out more about you. Tell me about Johan Borg of Stockholm, Sweden.
Where to begin? So you asked earlier about like how I got started. Is that a good starting point?
Yeah, sure.
Perhaps.
You
So-
were born and raised in the area.
Yeah. So I was kind of born and raised in there's a town called Södertälje, it's like 30 minutes south of Stockholm, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you know the Scania, the like trucks?
Yes.
They are made there. So it's
Yeah.
like when you're a kid and people ask where does your parents work? It's like Scania, or there used to be AstraZeneca also, the
Oh, yeah.
the like pharmaceutical company. It's like those
I had
two.
no idea that was Swedish.
That's where they are.
Excellent.
So-
Put a place to a product because the Swedes have great manufacturing capacity
Yeah.
and ability. The one that we love so much here, IKEA.
Oh
right?
yeah. Mhm.
We love it. Swedish engineering and ingenuity. So
Yeah.
tell me about your guitar beginnings.
Yeah, so I started, listening to music like before I realized I could try to play it also.
Mm-hmm.
But that was like really early on. Like I remember, hearing like there's a like a country adjacent genre here it's called dansband or like dance band, which is pretty much like really slick, cheesy country music sung in Swedish.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's like maybe like my first memory, seeing one of those bands on TV, and they had like guitars and suits, and I was like 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And so my parents also remember this, that like I saw them on TV and it was like I was digging what they were doing. But
I want that.
then I was also always like drawn to the kind of bluesy and country sounds through whatever music I could find.
Mm-hmm.
And but like the main interest started when I got my first CD player when I was like 7.
Mm-hmm.
And it had a radio dial, so I would jump between stations, and I would hear like, whoa, this sounds really cool, what's this? And there was like a radio station with only, it was called like vinyl, so it was like only 50s, 60s, 70s music.
Mm-hmm.
So I would tune into that, and I could like record on the cassette. so I would like record, when I heard my favorite song again, that like, oh, it's this one, I'm gonna record it. So I would do these little mixtapes and like sit, listening to music a lot while like building Legos and stuff.
Do you
So-
remember what those first artists were that you had to capture it on cassette? Do
Oh
you
yeah,
remember?
it was Elvis and the Beach Boys were like huge.
Yeah. I did that as a youth too. Sat by the
Yeah.
radio
Mhm.
and waited to record things.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's kind of how I, first few years I just listened to music like and really liked it. And you know,
Meant something to you.
yeah, just finding old stuff, and it was like kind of a reoccurring theme, I guess. But it, you know, it's like I heard a Chuck Berry song, and I was like, oh, I like this. I can imagine what life was like in the 50s. Like when I hear that, it's like just the vibe of that, I guess. And also like my big interest before music and guitars was like vintage American cars. So me and my dad would go to these like car shows and, you know, look at these old Chevys and Cadillacs.
It all goes together, doesn't it?
Yeah, right? It's like, you know, the aesthetics from that kind of time period.
I have a similar situation growing up because the Beatles made me Anglophilic, which is why I drive a Mini Cooper. Johan, I have a personalized tag, and my personalized tag is mixtape.
Nice.
But so I understand that cultural influence, being in another place and wanting to adapt and learn from it and aspire to it.
Yeah, and you know, it was like hearing something that was like so foreign, like from so far away, but still like really, really like touching you in a way.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever been to the United States?
Yeah, I've been to LA twice.
Great.
But no more than that.
Did it reach your expectations after being enthralled in American rock and roll when you went there? Were you satisfied as a traveler?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I got my fair share of great music, and just like, you know, almost like just being there, especially like in LA, it's like, you know, you get the vibe of the place, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So it's like I understood a bit more like, oh, so this is what, like, you know, where Tom Petty or Fleetwood Mac like wrote their songs. Mm-hmm. It all makes sense when you're like in that environment. It's like, oh, of course, like it's
it's Southern California. I love it too. I love LA. I've been several times over the years, and it does have its own type of music city, and it does have its vibe. Sunset Boulevard and Mel's Diner.
The like the big streets with huge sidewalks.
Exactly. So, your first guitar. So you fall in love with music, and then you decide to try to make it yourself. When did you get your first guitar?
So it came kind of gradually, because my dad always played, and he would, you know, sit around playing some blues licks and like classic old songs, and like a lot of stuff from Clapton's Unplugged album.
Okay.
So, but he played, and then like my best friend at the time also kind of started, you know, he was learning some guitar, and his dad was also a pretty like accomplished musician, and he had like a cover band that was really good. So like just hearing them, you know, playing at like a certain level, and be like, wait, this is like my friend's dad, and they can do that like on a pretty high level. So that was kind of eye-opening.
If they can do it, I can do it.
Yeah, so I started messing around with it, but like what really, you know, like lit a flame in me, it was of course like several moments, but the main ones was like discovering Jimi Hendrix and Cream, you know, like that late 60s bluesy stuff.
It blew people's mind the first time around, and every generation discovers it. That's so cool.
Yeah. So that's, you know, at the time I would get like a monthly allowance. So I would take the bus to the record shop in town, because I lived like outside of this city I mentioned, and, you know, buy the Cream records, buy the Hendrix DVDs and whatnot. So, yeah. So that's when I kind of started, you know, taking it more seriously and being like, I really want to do this. Like, I want to learn how to play like that.
Yeah.
And the first time I remember, like, the first time I got the, you know, the stank face almost was like was with the Crossroads, the live version with Cream. When Clapton does, like, I'm in the completely wrong tuning now, but when he does like a repeating, he does something like that. And, you know, I was like, whoa, what is that? Like, he's going, you know, it's repeating that same, like, I just understood that for some reason, and really, I thought it was amazing.
Yeah. Did you start playing on your father's guitar and then acquire one afterwards?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I kind of borrowed his. He had like a German Hoyer electric guitar. Still has it, but and then I got like my first acoustic, like a nylon string, which of course wasn't what I wanted, because I wanted to, you know, bend notes and play with distortion. So I, like, as quickly as I could, I saved up for my first electric, which was like a Les Paul copy.
Do you still have it?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I love it when people hang on to their first ones.
Oh yeah, for sure. You have to.
So, more about your beginnings. Did you take instruction?
Yeah, so the thing is, like, my dad, he knew, you know, he's a pretty accomplished player, so he showed me like some scales and you know, chords, different riffs from famous songs and stuff like that. But apart from that, so there's a pretty strong, you know, like how the what's it like, there's music schools everywhere that are, like, you know, sponsored by the states pretty much, or like the yeah, I don't have the English word for it, but it's like the communal music school or something like that. Yeah, and it's like everywhere. But the thing is, so I applied for that, and the line was, you know, several years for guitar, because everyone wanted to learn guitar. So I ended up, you know, apart from my dad showing me some stuff, I ended up being pretty self-taught, like the first years, which I think was really good, like, looking back. And, you know, there was never really any talk about like private lessons, or I don't know if we didn't know anyone, or that was never like on the table. So I would just like sit, you know, in our little computer room and like download songs, or, you know, rip them from my CDs and kind of sit and try to learn the parts. And I think that was great ear training to just, try to like pick out stuff on your own.
There's a lot of very influential guitar players who have that same story, you know, self-taught. And it was good that you had your father having some competency. How old are you about right there where you really start playing?
I would say about 12. And that's like the spring in like 6th grade here. And that's also like how I got into slide, because or there's actually like there's a turn of events that starts with me seeing the movie School of Rock, where so
I loved it too.
So that's how I discovered Cream, because there's that scene, you know, when he goes to his car and he's gonna pick up the instruments, and they're gonna start rocking out, and Sunshine of Your Love is playing. And something about that riff, I was like, whoa, like that sound is so cool. Like, I need to know what that is. So that's why I started, you know, buying Cream records. But so the thing is, and that same year, like, you know, just months later, Eric Clapton and his band were playing in like the arena in Stockholm. So we ended up going, like me and my dad. And at this time, he had Derek Trucks in his band, who is, you know, perhaps no one is the best. I mean, everyone has their own thing, but, you know, if someone is the best slide guy, he's the one. So
influential.
Yeah, and, you know, going like completely, like, I had no idea about who he was. I kind of went to that gig and like, I hope he plays Cream songs. Like, I hope he plays an SG. And then like, who are these other dudes? Who's this guy with you know, the ponytail playing slide all the time? And and also he had Doyle Bramhall II, who is also, you know, one of my top favorites ever. So yeah, it's a crazy band. I think it was like Steve Jordan on drums, you know. So that gig just like cracked my mind open. So
It's a kick to the head. Yeah.
yeah, it's that age, you know. So and I tried to like figure out what he was doing after that. So I kind of got into Derek from that gig and just seeing him without knowing anything about him, just from the playing.
Amazing.
So yeah, and I think so. That's so my dad, you know, had some slides laying around, and he plays some of that as well. So I could borrow those, and I think it was really like I had the benefit of, you know, when you're like young and you think like this is just a fun little hobby I'm doing. You're not as like you know, you don't have that same kind of like self-critique that you're like, oh, I suck, I should quit.
Yeah, you're doing
So-
it for fun.
Yeah. So, and the thing with slide is, you know, you have to spend enormous amount of time on it, like before it starts sounding good. So most people, like if they, you know, they come to me for a lesson and they're like adults, and I show them like, this is, yeah, here's some tips, like this is how you do it. And many people like end up quitting because they're like, no, I don't think it's for me. Like I can't get that sound. But it's, you know, you have to spend like so much time just developing, just you know, time on the instrument. There's like no shortcuts. So, and I think it was really good for me to have to like spend that time as a kid and not giving a damn. Like,
Yeah.
you know, because I think it started to sound good like when I was like 15, 16 maybe. I have a clip from when I'm 16, like in high school, and that sounds okay. Like I could kind of play. So, but like before that, I don't know. You know, the intonation, it's hard to like to nail it. But
It's
Yeah.
iconic, and when you show me your gear, I'm going to get you to play some for us too, because you're
Yeah.
really good, and I enjoy your videos and everything else so much. And you've gained a lot of followers on Instagram since I've known you, and I think that's exciting. Do you know, was there an inflection point? Was there a single video that you did that really earned a lot of fans? I'm curious. I'm always curious what makes people get some attention on social media when it is such a loud room. So I'm curious how that happened.
I mean, I think there's like a few videos, and you know, there's like just no way to know either, like what's gonna be, you know, what's gonna take a spin and get shown to new people. So I just post like whatever I'm doing pretty much, or like just following what I'm inspired by at the moment, and I try to like document my process pretty much. But there were like a few slide videos kind of early on that seemed to get shown to a lot of new people.
Yeah.
And there
You
was
can
one,
Yeah, go. I'm sorry.
yeah, there was one with where I have the wrong guitar for it, but I was basically doing like a slide thing where I was twisting the tone knob as I was, so I was getting a little wah thing. And I think I was also doing the harmonic, something like that, but with more gain. So it was but that was like where I had like, you know, 5,000 followers, and then I got like 10,000 from that video.
That's
Yeah.
a lot. It's a lot, and I think it's great. People can be cynical about social media, but ding.
So funny because I honestly, like, I filmed that because I kind of got that idea, like, oh, this should be fun to like twist the tone knob like as I'm sliding. And you know, that's like an old lap steel trick. Like a lot of old school steel players do that. So I was kind of just documenting, like, just to remember, like, for myself, and took this video. And I decided to, like, okay, I'll post it to my story, because, like, why not? And a lot of people were, like, reacting to it. So that's when I, like, okay, I'll just post it on main, and we'll see. So, yeah. But, like, apart from that, there has been, like, a few videos. Usually it's, like, when people, like, recognize something, or if they don't at all, if that makes sense. Like, if a video gets, like, shown to new people, and the new people who see it are maybe, like, not even aware of slide guitar being a thing, I always start getting these comments like, "Are you using a shot glass? What is that?" So then I know, like, okay, this is getting shown to some new eyes.
I loved watching it, sort of balloon, because it's great instruction and it's proof that you can put things out there. And I love your observation about how you never know what's going to flip somebody's trigger.
Oh, yeah.
If you're trying to be heard, and I'm trying to be heard. I'm not a musician or anything like that, but I'm trying to be heard. And I'm always wondering, how do you get through to people? And you never know. I love that.
Yeah, and I think, that's, you can just keep doing your thing, and, like, whoever tags along, whoever is interested, like, great. But that's the only thing you can do, I guess. But there was also, of course, you asked about the videos. The Sleepwalk cover is one that I have, like, several videos of me playing that live, and they've had a few, like, viral moments, I guess. And the fun part is, I feel like I'm living under a rock here, but, like, I discovered that song a few years ago, and I had no idea that it was, like, so, like, heavily used in, all kinds of movies. It's in a lot of, like, soundtracks, and apparently, like, it resembles, a lot of other songs. So people will say, like, oh, this sounds like the music from that game, or like SpongeBob or whatever. And I had this video from playing that on a live gig, and I thought, like, people are gonna go home because it's such a mellow song to, like, end the show with. So instead of, ending the song with, or ending the show with Freebird and maxing out, we're doing, Sleepwalk. And I was like, everybody's gonna fall to sleep and go home. But both, like, the reaction. So, and it turns out, so it's like a meme song as well. It's a TikTok meme, apparently.
Really?
So everyone knew it. And, as soon as we played that hook, people went bananas, like, in the club. And I think that was part of the virality of that clip, that, like, there was, that third element of, like, okay, we're playing this song that's kind of known, and there's a reaction, like, happening in the video. Kind of like a sitcom, where you have the laughs going.
Wow.
For you, like...
That's fascinating to me. I'm going to have you play a little bit of that when we start playing.
Yeah.
So tell me, you provide guitar instruction. Do you do regular session work? Tell me about your professional capacity there in Stockholm.
Yeah, so I do both, like, a lot of remote sessions, recording, either, like, from here, from home. I have an Apollo interface and some good mics. And then also I have a little studio space, like, in town that I'm renting, so I can, like, bring people over and do stuff in real life also.
And the guitar instruction, tell me, do you do those in person and also online?
Yeah. Same thing. And yeah, I think, because it's I guess what I'm doing is a pretty, like, niche thing, blues and slide and a bit of steel guitar and stuff. So it's good to like broaden your market, to be like, okay, but it's actually like my customers can be anywhere in the world. And you realize that like, okay, maybe like Stockholm has, you know, a few people that want to take guitar lessons, but if you look outside of that, you have probably like more people.
Yeah, the whole world
So
is at your fingertips, which is the great thing about
yeah,
the internet. That's how we met. I don't know why we started following each other, but you know, I lurk on the hashtag lipstick pickups,
oh,
Silvertone, Danelectro. Somebody might have shared one of your videos with me. I don't remember, but that's how long we've been connected. And that's so cool. Johan has a new record out, and he sent it to me last week, and it officially came out yesterday. It is absolutely incredible. I've given it repeated spins, and it's called Island Blues. And it is exquisitely listenable, and it is mostly instrumental music, except for one track. And I want to know about the making of this record, Island Blues. So tell me about its genesis, etc.
yeah. So I've kind of had that idea brewing for a while to, you know, make some kind of a solo effort. And I had a few songs, you know, demos or like songs I played here and there. So I have this band from the Sleepwalk cover I mentioned. I have this like an instrumental band that like plays for fun, and we do a few shows a year. And I usually, you know, bring some of my old. I have some songs that's been like laying around, I guess, for a few years that are like on this record, and then as a kind of a challenge, I try to, you know, when we book a gig, like, okay, I'll write a new one for this gig. So it's kind of a mix between stuff I've had for a while and stuff I wrote. But I just decided, like, okay, I want to make a solo effort. I want to have something, you know, something for people to listen to, basically, so that like if they find me like online or whatever, that it's, you know, they have something more to discover.
I listened to it again this morning. It's perfect music to have around your house. Instrumental music is great for dinner parties and get-togethers because people aren't screaming at you. And it's got so much interesting feels, as we like to say. And I like all the clever titles. I have one personal favorite, which is Raga Soul. Is it Raga Soul?
Blues. Raga Blues.
Raga Blues.
Yeah.
Because, you know, my interest in the sitar is
yeah.
related to the Raga music in a big picture. It was sort of an Indian kind of thing, and I love that track. And I love Santa Monica Serenade with a vocalist named Cara Luna.
And that's so what happened was like we ran into each other on a few gigs, and also people were like recommending her to me that like you should check out this lady because she's also very into like the Cuban stuff. So we met like on a few gigs and, you know, added each other on social media and stuff. And this was like around the time I was working with this album. So I pretty much like I was playing with this idea of like maybe, you know, someone could write something on top of my instrumental. So I like sent her my demos or like the early, you know, tracking files of like a few songs and kind of just muted the guitar melody and you know, like, here's a track, like, see if something, you know, if you're getting inspired to write on any of these. I think I sent her 2 or 3 that were like kind of in that world. And a few weeks went by, I think, and then she sent me like a voice memo of her singing on this tune, and it was great. So she came by my little studio space and recorded that like pretty much in one take. She did because she's one of those, you know, the old school, like she comes in and does a performance like once. So, and I had her do like a few takes because, you know, as a producer, I think that's it's good to have like backup takes if there's
Yes.
like, oh, there was some distortion when you said P or whatever. But
Yeah.
so we did like a few more, but and then I went home to like, okay, I'm gonna check out the takes, and it was like, yeah, the first one was perfect. So
Isn't that
don't bother.
amazing? She's an incredible singer.
Hmm.
So, did you record all of this in your little studio?
No, we did. So it's like a mixture of like all the basic tracks are like live in the room together,
Oh,
which
impressive.
is the rehearsal space of the drummer. And he has like a pretty good setup, you know, like a mixer console, but you can use it as an interface. So with like a 20 channel thing. So we kind of tracked, you know, drums, bass, keys, some guitars. I've kept maybe like 2 or 3 songs. I've kept the like raw guitars from that session. And then I kind of went home with that and, you know, listened to them and thought like, okay, how can I, as you mentioned, like with the instrumentation orchestration of things, that like, okay, how can I make this song sound more like this song, if that makes sense? Like,
Yeah.
how can I accentuate the vibe of this particular track with different like add-ons? So that's kind of what we were doing afterwards, and that happened mostly like in my studio.
It conveys really well, and that's why I think it's such a great album for you to make, because it's got movie soundtrack prospects, you know, because
Oh yeah.
it's cinematic and feels, and you know, and then they have these names like Rio Grande, you know, places, and you really captured that. And I love the flute. I think I told you in our pre-game.
Yeah, I think I love that
love it.
you picked that up from listening to that it has, because that was totally like you know, an intention I had to make it kind of soundtracky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we've been following long enough, and we've exchanged messages about this instrument, the electric sitar. Have you ever played or seen one in Stockholm? Electric?
Yeah.
So any version, the new ones, the
I've
old
seen
ones.
the nuance. I actually even now you're gonna kick me off the show, but I had like I had one of like a reissue Danelectro with, you know, you can buy that like replacement bridge for them
Oh, yeah.
that
Yeah.
makes like any Danelectro guitar kind of sitar. Yeah, that one.
Bridge.
Yeah, I used to have one of those, and then in some weak moment when I had to pretty much like make space or get some money for something else, I sold that. So I don't have it anymore. But
I'm not going to hold it against you. But what I was going to say is I started compiling this list, and I'm well into 1,200. And I've always been a music lover, just like you. I remember the first memories, 3 or 4. Those are when you have your first coherent memories. And I just remember music. Not everybody's like that. So when I went to go do the research, I almost had to learn how to re-listen to music to try to find the electric sitar in it. And that's why for me, as a non-musician or a player of anything, I really started to have an appreciation for instrumentation,
yeah,
because many of those American songs and other songs that have this on it, Philly Soul, for instance, has all of these things: piano, strings, flutes, and I started to really appreciate instrumentation and arrangement. And that's why what I loved about your record is that it's not just a Guitar Heroes record; it has all of the other stuff. And
yeah.
you had how many people involved in the making of that record?
I think there was about 10 total. So like, yeah, 4 or 5 for the basic tracks, and then 4 or 5 more for some overdubs.
Yeah. You told me about a horn player that was
Yeah.
involved in this. So tell me more about that.
Or there's 2 like wind players. So there's one guy who plays the flute on the opening song. And that was also, I can tell you just a fun fact, that I had like written down that melody like on sheet music, but he was like, no, I'll take it by ear, like it's cool. And he just came in and like learned that, and then I think we rolled 2 takes, and the whole song is just the second take that he's playing that. Yeah, amazing guy. And he also plays the sax on end credits, the second to last song. But yeah, and then there was this guy called Wojtek, who is a saxophone player. And we were playing, we like bumped into each other. That's kind of how how you always end up with different people on your recordings. So we played a gig together, and we were talking about how he loves like blues guitar, and he loves Albert King and like the raw stuff. So he ended up playing on the song called Surf Soul, where I had to ask him to like, don't play as good, you know, play like you're an idiot, play like it's your first time playing sax, because it should have that, that raw like surf, yeah.
Yeah, primitive.
Very like growling, but he did his thing. I think he took that cue and kind of went his way with, and I'm really happy with the result. But yeah, so he's a funny guy, top player, like a great player, and he is like a kind of a secret session man for all these pop producers. So he plays on, I don't have, the full list, but I know he plays on Shake It Off by Taylor Swift. Like those horns, that's him.
Amazing.
And some Ariana Grande songs, and he plays on like Justin Timberlake stuff. Yeah, just a super pro player.
Tell me his name again.
So his name is Wojtek Goral.
Ooh, that's a mouthful.
He has I think he's from Poland, or at least has some heritage.
But he lives in Stockholm.
Yeah.
And he provides music for people in places all over, and he doesn't have to leave. He
does like remote recordings.
Incredible.
all the time for Max Martin and stuff like that, and me apparently. But yeah.
What else would you like us to know about that record? I'm such a big fan. What is your preferred way for people to enjoy this record?
I would. That's a great question. As you said, like, it's. I hope it's great, like in the background, doing whatever. But also, kind of what you mentioned, that like movie aspect, or like film soundtrack.
Yeah, cinematic.
Yeah, like the cinema. Yeah, I don't want people to listen to this and be like, wow, that was some impressive guitar playing. Hell yeah. So hopefully, like, and that's kind of the theme of like the title of the record as well, that it's like we had this kind of vision, even like in mixing, that it was supposed to sound like, a bunch of people jamming on, some foreign place in your fantasy, pretty much. So if someone like listens to this like on their commute, like their morning train or whatever, and it like takes them somewhere, that would be like a great scenario, I guess.
I can tell without even asking you that you are a Ry Cooder fan. Are you a
Oh
Ry
yeah,
Cooder fan? He's
of
he's so
course.
he's so good at those feels. You know,
Yeah. Hmm.
somebody described this as modal, modal, meaning it makes you feel like you're somewhere else, whether it's Hawaii or Bangkok or,
Oh yeah.
Santa Monica, Rio Grande. It really, it sounds so good.
Yeah, and that's kind of how some of these were written, and many, in the spur of the moment. Like some of these have been like I've come up with a melody when I've been like practicing something else, or like trying to map out the fretboard like a nerd, and then I find something like, whoa, this sounds like a melody. Like that's really cool. So and then you just have to like grab the inspo when it comes flying by and make a song out of it. So yeah, but many of the compositions are like kind of written with that, in the back of your mind. Yeah, especially like the more Cooder inspired ones. I mean, I could I can name a few where it's like this is what you're supposed to be thinking. But I mean, so the Raga Blues, I think that should be like either, to me it sounds like there's a jam on some faraway beach somewhere, and there's that flute, but it also has that kind of forest vibe.
And it's about 6 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right? It's
Yeah,
about six
yeah,
minutes long, and it's an interesting song in every way. And there's not even lyrics, and it's still
yeah,
a very interesting song.
yeah,
What
and
I now recognize as compositions,
mm-hmm.
not just songs. It's a
Yeah,
composition.
and there's a very so that melody is, and there's a nerdy like theory thing behind that, but and that's why it's called Raga Blues, because I picked up this kind of scale thing from a raga like instructional YouTube video where a lady is teaching, and she tells you about like a certain mode, as you were mentioning, that like that sounds it's like a major scale where you remove notes, so it has this foreign sound, I guess. So, and I kind of combine that with like bluesy riffs. So, yeah.
Anything else you want to say about the record before we get into gear talk? For this is what people really want to see,
exactly.
And I want to see some more playing and hear about your guitar collection that is in our genre, the Danelectro Silvertone.
Oh yeah, I love the scarf, by the way. I saw it on Insta.
I'm gonna plug this at the end of the show.
Oh
because
yeah.
I'm selling these as a fundraiser. I've never asked for donations or any sponsorship, but I would like, at this point, I've designed a lovely neck kerchief, and I'm selling them. So I'll plug that at the end. But
Yeah.
let's get into tell me what else you'd like anybody to know about that record, and then we'll talk about gear.
Yeah, I mean, I think we covered most of it.
You have the CD right there in your
yeah,
hand?
that's
hold
right.
It up.
I can show it. There we go.
Great picture, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, my friend is a great photographer.
What gear is that? One guitar or two that's in that photograph?
Yeah, that's a Kawai. The Hound Dog Taylor model.
Okay.
It's called S180. But the funny part is, so like when I did all these like overdubs and some solos like after the like live recording, I went through like all my weird slide guitars and recorded like one solo with each to see like, okay, which like what tone fits best. And I ended up never using the Kawai.
Okay.
Because it has I mean, I like the shitty pickups, but for that one it has like the sound of that guitar just wasn't right for any of these particular songs, but I still love that one. But yeah, it's kind of misleading that I have that, like I'm fronting that like on all the promo pics, but I don't use it on a single song. It just looks cool.
A great photograph just as a prop. I'm also remembering that I've seen a promotional photograph of you with that guitar.
Yeah,
and it's a black
right.
and white picture. Maybe you're wearing a leather jacket, and I don't know if that's an older one. Or
yeah, that's an older.
One. Let's get into what you've got. Is that your number one that you want to start with? And that's a one pickup or two pickup?
Yeah, that's a one pickup.
Primitive.
I have the case, the amp in case also. But according to my amp tech, it's not safe to use the amp. He told me like you may risk your life if you turn it on. So I'm not using that at the moment.
That's awesome.
Sadly, I've actually turned it on a few times, and it starts smelling burnt like very fast. So it's like it smells like fire before there is one. So I just okay, I'll turn that off.
And not the good kind of fire either.
No, exactly. But yeah, so this is my first lipstick guitar. And I think I got into this from seeing, there was like a video of Blake Mills that I'm sure you know.
I'm a big fan.
Where he was playing. Have you seen that video where he's playing a Winter song from his first album? And he plays one of these. I will show in a second, but he plays one of these like copper silver tones. And his strap falls off, so he just stands and like he holds the guitar and plays this amazing solo without a strap. So I saw that video and I was like, wow, the lipstick tone is great.
Also lightweight.
I want that.
Yeah. It's so lightweight you can do that.
Yeah. So I ended up finding this one at first. And really, sometimes when you pick up an instrument and you just know like when it's right, because it kind of plays itself. So I started finding like new ideas, and I got like inspired by the tone of the guitar pretty much. So and those are the ones you should always buy, I think.
Did you have to find it online, or was it in a shop there?
No, this was in the local vintage shop.
Yeah, it traveled a long way from, where were they? Neptune City, New Jersey, or Red Bank, all the way to Stockholm.
Yeah, but these are pretty common, like in the vintage shops.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
They made a lot of them, so they are in my opinion, the reason why I bought one, and I think they're great, is that they are collectible, but they aren't rare that they're expensive. It's an inexpensive vintage guitar. It suits you.
Yeah, and it's crazy, like with this, that it's on one hand, like it's like plywood body, and in some ways like really cheap. But I think at least like the pickup, I mean the materials in that has to be like, the best piece of wire you can find, and it's like this really, really nice rosewood. I think it's like, the Brazilian rosewood that is kind of extinct today. Yeah. They put that on like the budget guitars.
Yeah. Maybe the thing that matters the most. Nat Daniel and the design team at Danelectro didn't want to make a cheap guitar. They wanted to make an inexpensive guitar. And that's why they put those things that people would treasure over the years, like a rosewood.
The necks are great, like it's just super straight. I don't think it may have a truss rod. I'm not sure. Yeah. Or maybe it just has that, like a metal rod holding it up. But it's just super straight, like no problems.
The material it's made out of, one of my interests in this company is it's called Masonite, which is a branded building product that was patented in Mississippi, where I'm from. And what it is, and plywood, what did you call it? Plywood? It's kind of different. They take the wood chips and they grind them up and they heat them together and press them. So it is actually a wood product, but it's not a typical wood product.
Okay.
And so it's a poplar frame, and the masonite is on the top and bottom. That is a hollow-bodied guitar that you're holding.
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, because I've noticed that it's
It doesn't looks like a solid guitar, but it's a hollow-bodied
yeah,
guitar.
and so lightweight.
Yeah.
So it's actually because I would assume that it was like, you know, it had spaces here and there,
It's empty.
but it's empty.
Except for the electronics and everything else. But
That's crazy.
most people believe that that's one reason why it has its unique tone.
So I've always said about these, why I like them, is that they kind of sound like an acoustic guitar. So
Ding.
that explains it, right? Because, you know, you have this like... It's so like open. It just has like... It has every frequency. It's like a mix of electric and acoustic.
Do you have it in a pedal, or what is your rig setup there?
Yeah, it's so I'm running it through like a light overdrive pedal right now, and a little slap delay. That's like that, and a little reverb, a spring reverb pedal, because I'm running through the Fender Champ, which doesn't have a reverb. So
It sounds incredible. Please show me more. Show me some slide.
oh yeah, I love the like the way the lower strings sound on these. It's so like dirty. Right? One blues.
It sounds incredible even with our primitive setup. Here we are on our online platform, and I'm going to tell you, that sounds so good here in Nashville, Tennessee today. I would love
that.
I hope you'll come to Nashville one day.
Yeah, I would love to. Like now, you know, by now I have like a few friends there, so
Yeah.
I have to swing by someday.
It's a must for
sure.
a guitar player like you, because it is Guitar Town. And yeah, we got to get you here.
Yeah.
All right, what would you like to show and tell next? I love
So should
love
we
it.
should we get into my other Silvertone?
I would love to.
I think it's time. And so this is pretty much, you know, what I was actually searching for when I got that other one. Because the first one it's a short scale, which I have realized that I don't love playing short scale guitars, because they have like the intonation is usually a bit more wonky, and like the slide playing, it's so much muscle memory. So if you you get used to a certain length, and you know you're used to like this note going to this, it's gonna sound a certain way. or like, sorry, it's gonna be a certain distance, like from one note to the other. But on the short scale, it's a little shorter. So your muscle memory is gonna fool you pretty much.
Yeah, you're with the, oh, this is the short guitar, not the long guitar.
Oh yeah. So I always like I've used that live on a few gigs, and going from like a full like Fender scale guitar like this one, and playing a song or two, or on the short scale, I always tend to feel like I'm just out of tune because I'm not used to that like short thing. So, but I still love this one.
I love
And-
everything about that one.
That's the one you're hearing on the Rio Grande song.
Oh, perfect.
Because it has that like muted, with that
Very Texas.
yeah, it has that. I think it has because it has that like wooden bridge. It sounds kind of mellow, and it really fits that song. But on this one, I changed it.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
To-
you sure did.
Yeah, to that, the Jeff Sen. There's a guy.
Nashville.
Oh, really?
He did you know this?
No,
Yes, I'd love to recognize Jeff Sen, Senn, and when I bring him up, I own a double neck Danelectro baritone 6-string, and it has one Jeff Sen intonatable bridge, and they are treasured and popular all over the world now, even in Stockholm, Sweden. I think he was planning on moving back to his hometown, maybe Buffalo, New York, or Rochester, but he is here in Nashville, and he's on our community. Jeff Sen Photographs is what you'll see him.
Oh.
But he's here in Nashville, and I love that there is one here. That you have one in stock. Did you buy it online, or did you find it in a shop?
Yeah, I think I ordered through Reverb, like straight from him.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know, there was some like luthier that posted. He just posted a picture of that he did like some renovations on another one of these.
Yeah.
And he tagged Jeff. And with this bridge. And I thought that looks really cool and reliable.
Yeah.
Because also the thing with this other one, I don't know if you can, you can probably, I mean, you know this, but like
you have to...
how the strings are like barely secured behind that little edge.
Yes.
And it actually happened with this guitar when I played it on a gig, and the low D string, as I tune it, the low D string randomly like popped off because I think I was playing it too hard, and it's so like such an unreliable bridge.
Yeah.
So I saw this and I thought that's perfect, and it also has like intonation.
Yeah.
So this one I have a bit thicker strings on. So it's this is in open C. It has a bit more, like, I love how all of these different pickups are so different also, the old ones. That like, I think this one has a little more like sizzle, or maybe it's the bridge that it lets through some more treble frequencies, but it has that. I think this is one of my like favorite guitars that sounds, it sounds so good, like just through the amp. Like, okay, now I'm using pedals, but straight to an amp, this one is like it's done.
Yeah.
And I also love, how these electronics work. Like, I bought this and I didn't even know about. I'm like, what is the switch for? Because it has one pickup. What's the point? And I learned. I'm just gonna see so I don't. Yeah. Exactly. So, do you know about this? That it's
No, I don't. Teach me.
Really? Oh yeah. So
teach me, leader.
It's so this. Yeah, we should also say that this is. I think it's first year, the Coke bottle.
59.
59.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what I learned, like after buying this, is that it's bypass, or you bypass the tone knob when it's in the middle. And if you switch down, now it's on full blast. So you switch down, it works as a regular tone knob. So if I, it rolls off treble. But that's like the usual tone. Oh, it's very prominent. But anyway, the smart thing here. So I'm playing this like tuned down, and you get a lot of. If you play with a lot of distortion, you get a lot of bass frequency from these like low strings. And I learned that if you switch up, it's a bass cut. So it's like a choke, like a choke switch on a Jaguar. It becomes very, very like just trebly. So you don't get any of those like those bass frequencies. So it becomes very, very twangy, and I've ended up like using that function a lot. So
live and on recordings.
Yeah, mainly live. So I have been playing like with 2 different bands that had like a lot of songs in C. So that's why I have this in open C tuning, to make it easier for myself and be able to play all these like open strings. So I've kind of used it as, always having that capacitor like activated and just rolling off bass like more or less. That's kind of my go-to setting.
This is a true tone talk, as I like to call them.
Yeah, because I've never had a bass roll-off knob before, but it's so useful. I mean, just the difference from. And we bypass, so now we have. Also a really cool sound, but sometimes you just want to get rid of some bass.
How many, when you go play out live around Stockholm, how many guitars do you typically bring with you?
Typically 2.
2.
So yeah, because for most of the slide stuff, I want to use an open tuning, and then I have like a different set of strings, and a different, just you have to set them up for the like added tension of the thicker strings. So I usually bring like 1 standard tuning guitar and 1 open tune.
Wow.
Yeah.
I appreciate the elaboration on the ability of the things that guitar can do, because it's a vintage guitar. It's another modest one. Did you find that one in the shop here?
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
Wow. I love it that those guitars made it all the way to Sweden.
Yeah, I think most of them, they come from, so I know the guys at these shops. So they go to, the American guitar shows all across. I guess there's like a few each year. So they go to those and like, buy stuff and ship them home. So that's how, and and then it enters the like Scandinavian circulation. So
it's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, what next would you like to show me?
Well,
congratulations on that one. It is really beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I love this one.
The copper, everything about it. I love the appearance. I love the way they, the copper wears. It has a beautiful, just gorgeous.
The neck is kind of beaten up, but I really like this one. Yeah, and I think like both, the scale length, that it's longer, and that it has this bridge, gives it a little more, rougher sound than the tiny one.
It's great.
Yeah. So, my final lipstick guitar is the sparkly baritone.
Sparkles.
But it's a Danelectro, and it's a reissue. So, you know. It does the thing.
I feel like I'm riding on a horse
As
right now.
well.
Cowboy sounds is what I like.
Yeah, that's kind of what I bought this for, you know. Or just the twangy bridge pickup that it's instant like 60s vibe. But yeah, so this is a reissue, so it's not as beaten up.
Is everything standard from where you bought it, or did you do anything with that one? Everything?
No, it's very, very like stock. The only thing I did, I put on this kind of cowboy strap that I think suits the vibe of the guitar.
It suits it.
Yeah, but this, I mean, kind of like what David Grissom was saying about that. It's such a great like studio tool.
Yeah.
To get talking of like, you know, sonics and the different tonalities of like how you voice a song, pretty much.
Yeah, fitting in the mix.
Yeah, it can. It just, I don't know, when I bought this, like my first sensation was that, you know, since it's a different pitch, you take like a classic C chord and it sounds fresh because it's not a C chord. So you associate like this finger shape with like a certain sound, and something else comes out. So you're like, oh, what? Like I can write the song with the first chord you ever learn on guitar, and it sounds fresh.
Do you play slide on that?
Not really on this one. I've tried it, but since this one is a longer scale. It's kind of the other way around that it doesn't, like, it's harder to play slide on this because it's so long. It's like playing slide on a bass, like you have to really, but you know, it works.
Sounds great.
Maybe I should, now that you say. It's always cool with the anything low tuned with slide is amazing. Oh yeah, and this one has another set of electronics with this little special feature that, okay, so this is single coil, like switch up, it's neck pickup, switch down, it's just bridge pickup. But in the middle, you get this like a boost. So it's like it becomes like a humbucker.
Yeah.
Instead of
observation.
Yeah. So it's like a little extra, a built-in boost.
That's great.
Now you've made me maybe turn this into a slide machine.
Does that I qualify as an influencer now? Hey, play slide on that too. I've had people play slide on my sitars, you know, and it sounds crazy. It sounds absolutely crazy. That's great. I love that
Yeah.
one too. And you bought that one brand new.
Mm-hmm.
Danelectro is shipping to Sweden, and
Yeah.
it's another inexpensive guitar. None of these guitars you have showed me are expensive at all. They are
Oh
cheap.
no. And that's usually the kind that I like, you know, the ones with stories,
Yeah,
especially like the vintage ones.
and it's the blues tradition, you know,
Mm-hmm.
affordable price. It's very much a lifestyle. I'd like to ask you, what is one of your most expensive or valuable, I'd rather like to use that word,
Mm.
guitars,
Yeah.
and why you covet it or want to have it? I'm curious.
Let me see where I have that. I think I just put it away. We'll have to do a pause, and
It's
I can go get it.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
if you want to. Well, I can edit it out if you want to, but you could just tell me about it too
yeah.
if you'd like.
Oh yeah. So it's actually it's a Nashville model,
Okay.
Gretsch
Oh,
guitar,
yes.
the 6120,
Oh.
67.
It's the Chet Atkins one, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the most expensive guitar I bought. But it wasn't. The thing is, like, I got it because I always wanted one of those, and it's a kind of beat up example, but it was like at a really good price anyway,
Yeah.
which is like, you know, I've seen them for like $4,000, like 4.5, but this was like 2.5.
Good investment.
25,000 Swedish krona, which is like remove a zero and you get the dollar price,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Good investment.
Yeah.
1967 was a very influential year in instruments.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also when they applied for the patent in the electric sitar. That is so awesome. Johan, I've had such a great time visiting with you.
Thanks for having me. I had a great time too.
I love that you're printing a compact disc because I do like the format. But people can enjoy island blues everywhere they're streaming. It's everywhere that you can stream.
Yeah, now it's out everywhere. And I've also I've ordered vinyls, so they're coming
good.
too.
Good.
Just takes a bit more time than CD.
Yeah. Will it be possible to ship them to the United States for people who want vinyl?
I don't know how much shipping a vinyl. I'm gonna have to research that before I get them, of course.
Yeah,
But shipping a CD is not that expensive.
Yeah.
It's like maybe half the price of the record itself.
Yeah. Right on.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. I want everybody to listen to it. Have I missed
Happy to hear that.
anything? Have I missed anything besides my promotional pitch?
No, I mean we've covered a lot of ground and gotten into some really nerdy stuff.
Well, I don't play, and that's why I think this kind of gear talk should translate to people who just want to enjoy music. You don't have to be a guitar player to want to know how Johan Borg gets his sounds out of his guitar. I find it fascinating as a listener. I can't believe, even on this lo-fi setup, how beautiful it sounds to listen to. These are my, I've been working on the podcast a couple of years, and I've never put a tip jar or any kind of monetization or asked for it because I am an amateur and I'm just starting out, and I thought it would be presumptuous to ask for money. But now that I've been working on it a long time, I wanted to give people a merchandise opportunity that they could buy and enjoy and also support. And so instead of calling it, you know what a bandana is. Do you wear them? By the way, you always look great. You're very fashionable. What do you wear
you.
bandanas? Some people wear them. It's a signature thing for them that all the time. That's why I decided to settle on a bandana because it's gender neutral. And you don't need to take a size like a t-shirt. And it's very rock and roll from Bruce Springsteen to, Axl Rose. And so I settled on a bandana. But do you know the Pro 1 model? Do you know this
Yeah,
model?
I
Yeah.
love that one. I don't think I've ever seen it in real life, but I
It's a
love
deep,
the raw nature of it.
yeah, it's a deep cut.
Mm-hmm.
And for the Danelectro enthusiast, that's why I use it in my logo and everything. But it's also a really cool guitar. It looks different than any of the other ones. And here's something funny, maybe you know or don't know, but somebody sent me a picture from South America and they told me that they call it the toast because of the shape of it. Do you see how the shape of
Yeah.
that's a nickname for that body style is the toast.
That's perfect.
But it's a beautiful style, and I actually studied fashion in college, fashion
Mm-hmm.
merchandising. So my graphic designer and I came up with a beautiful design, and I tried to do yin and yang, his and hers, or whatever. And I did a red one, which is classic. And even the border is little lipstick pickups on the border of that. And I did it in white too. And I only put the logo in a little tiny print on the edge, so it's not one of those kind of things that you wear and you're feeling like you're advertising for people. It's a lovely print, and if somebody wants to know the affinity, you can say right there in small print. It says, "The Bandano by the Lipstick Pickup, Danelectro, circa 1963," is when that Pro One came out. And I'd like people to know that we have a retailer that's somewhat world famous up the street called Imogene and Willie, and they're known for their rock and roll style. Bob Dylan buys things from there, and they have one in Austin. But the gentleman who made this for me from One Feather Press makes them for Imogene and Willie, and they are handmade here with the finest materials, and it's also bigger than a conventional one, which means it works for kerchiefs and headgear and everything else. He makes them in the traditional fashion. And anyway, thank you for letting me plug my merchandise opportunity. I'll have to find out how much it's going to cost for international shipping to see if I'll be able to offer them, over there. So I'd love to see one on your neck because you got great style. I can't thank you enough. It was so good to meet you. I really hope to get to Stockholm one day because my family lineage is heavily Swedish, as you can tell by my appearance. And I want to fit right in there, but I'd love to see you perform. And I want you to come to Nashville. We have to get you to Nashville. Do you have
Yeah.
any plans in the future?
No concrete plans like in this moment, but it's one of those. It's on my list for sure.
Yeah.
Like people always say, anyone who's been there, they say like, haven't you been? Like, what the fuck?
You are a guitar player, and it's
Yeah.
Guitar Town. You belong here at least for a visit.
Hmm.
Do you love living in Stockholm? Do you want to live there the rest of your life?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great place to live for sure. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's beautiful and it's like optimal size, or I don't know. It's not too
Yeah.
big, not too small.
Yeah.
It has somewhat a good music scene. A lot of like different stuff happening.
Yeah. It's an
So,
international
yeah.
city, but it's not too big either. I had a friend who traveled there this summer, and he just spoke so highly of Sweden.
Yeah.
Matthew Page, who
It's
I often record with, he toured
mhm.
over there this summer with Bobby
Ah.
Bear Jr. I don't know if you
Mhm.
know who he is, but he came back very excited about the country of Sweden.
Yeah.
I think he hopes to go back next summer, and I really got to get there.
And there's also like there's a big, like songwriting scene. Mainly like in the pop world,
Yeah.
maybe. But because like this morning, speaking of the international collaborations, this morning I had breakfast with an Australian friend who we have done like remote sessions when he's been in Australia, but like this week he's in Stockholm, Sweden, doing writing sessions. Like,
Oh.
yeah.
Is that
So,
the first time that you'd met in person?
yeah.
What a pleasure. Well, I hope it happens to us one day.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Yes, thank you so much. Congratulations on the phenomenal new record
Thank you.
and
Thanks
your
for having me.
very accomplished career and teaching me some things and being a valued member of our community. I hope you continue to prosper. And I thank you for coming on the Lipstick Pickup podcast. Do you have a website, by the way?
I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe
Best
I should
way.
get one.
Yeah, but it's so easy to find people on the web these days. You have a very active presence on Instagram, and where else can we find you?
Yeah, I mean that's the one I use the most. But I'm also, I'm on YouTube, not as active, but and I'm on Facebook and TikTok. but the Insta, I would say, the Insta is where I check the inbox.
Yes.
If someone writes.
Yeah, same for me. Same for me.
I just found out that like my Facebook page has an inbox as well.
Yeah.
So I had actually missed some recording opportunities from there. So people have been writing me like, 8 months ago.
Yes.
Like, hello, can you record some guitar on my song? And I reply now. Like, hello, sorry. Like, you should have emailed.
Well, I hope so. You'll have some people find you because of you don't need my help getting attention. Obviously, you have a lot of followers on Instagram now. Is it close to 100,000 or something? How many followers do you
It's
have?
like 71, I think.
That's a lot of people to be watching what you're doing. Congratulations, and I'm one of them.
Yeah, it's fun that it's growing, But
Yeah.
I try to not look at the numbers too much and just, keep doing my thing, and whoever follows or unfollows are welcome to do so, pretty much.
I only comment to because so many talented musicians, they have an account with hardly, it doesn't mean anything other than I enjoy that people are finding you because I found you. One way or another, who knows how that started, but that's how I found you. And I told you about my enthusiasm for the international nature of everything, that I'm able to talk to you there in Stockholm today and do all of this is a miracle to me. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, Mark Zuckerberg.
Thank you, algorithms.
Algorithms. And thank you, Johan Borgh, for coming on the Lipstick Pickup podcast. Say goodbye now.
It's been a pleasure. Bye.
Bye. I'm going to hit stop and then I'll say goodbye in person. If you hear excellent tone and the sound of birds chirping, it means you've made it through an entire episode of the Lipstick Pickup podcast. You're as free as a bird now, but I hope you'll join me again soon. Comments or questions? I can be reached at emily@thelipstickpickup.com.